See, this is what that type of dancing looks like in real life. It looks ridiculous, doesn't it? This is my Peanuts review.
Let's all go watch the review.
Hey everybody, LaserDude99 here with my review of Peanuts. This is the Charlie Brown movie made by Blue Sky Studios. Okay, let's get into it. So this movie, of course, is about Charlie Brown and him living up in his community, being, of course, mocked and shunned by all the other kids at his school and in his neighborhood who are like such big a-holes to him all the time. And so in this movie we have the little redhead girl, the one that has always been in the comics off panel, and Charlie Brown basically falls in love with her. And the movie is about him trying to impress her so he can introduce himself to her and that she won't think of him as everyone else does, as a loser. Or at least how Lucy thinks of him. Let me just say, I love the Peanuts comic books. I think that's how everyone starts their reviews of this. I mean, everyone says, oh man, I love the Peanuts comic book. I want to see one review where a guy comes in and says, you know what? I never liked those Peanuts comic books. So heartwarming and loving and filled with, smart ideas and clever characters. Oh, they're so awful. Let's review this. That would just be really weird and really funny. Anyway, it's the story about a guy named Charlie Brown, who nothing really ever seems to go right for him, and which is also weird because he is the owner of Snoopy, his lovable dog, who is so talented that everything seems to go right for Snoopy. It's almost like there was like a balancing act in the universe. It's like, in order to balance everything up, we need to have all our bad luck under one person and all of our good luck under one dog. Charlie Brown, Snoopy. Anyway, Charlie Brown throughout this movie just wants to show that he is a talented, great person to the little redhead girl, and throughout the movie, that's what he's trying to do, and of course, he fails in miserable, miserable ways. Good grief. Let me just say... down here. Let me just say, this is going to be a hard movie for me to review. Looking at this movie, seeing the trailers, there was two things I was worried about. One was that it was being made by a studio called... oh boy. Look, Blue Sky Studios isn't like the worst animated studio ever, but they do have a problem with never knowing when to quit. I mean, seriously, how many more Ice Age films are they gonna do? There's so many. By the way, that Ice Age review for Animated Look Back will come out eventually. Anyway, Blue Sky Studios was not really the studio that I would be the most excited to see do a take on the Peanuts characters. And the second thing was this part in the trailer.
All I do is win, no matter what.
Yeah, I was not. I'm like, oh, that's a pop song. That's a pop song. Why is there a pop song in here? Why? My worst fear was that they were going to try to modernize Charlie Brown. And that was going to be like, oh, if I see Charlie Brown texting, I'm gonna lose it. Thankfully, both of those fears were not needed. This movie is great. In fact, it's almost like perfect. I mean, seriously, I was thinking about it afterwards as I was driving home. I was just like, what can I really say that is wrong with this film? I mean, wow, I can't think of anything that is wrong with it. It is very funny, very heartwarming, and you know what? I would say the biggest problem is, I guess, it's predictable, but even then, it might have been predictable, but I still love the characters enough to know when they were going to do what I thought that they were going to do. It has that perfect comedic timing for Peanuts with the characters, where it's just like, like sometimes the joke can be so slow and thoughtful. Then other times there's just quick moments where you're like, oh my gosh, and you just don't have any time to react to them. It's like going on a go-kart ride up and down the hills. You You go speed up really fast, and then you're going uphill, and then you go speed, and you're just going up, down, up, down. And that's the way the tempo is throughout this entire movie. I guess that's the way Charlie Brown is throughout this entire movie. He's going up, down, up, down, up, down. And then you have all the characters, and the voice acting is spectacular because it's been a while since I've seen any of the classic cartoons, but most of them sound dead on. In fact, all of them, to my ear, sounded dead on. As I say, it's been a while since I've seen the cartoon, so I haven't compared and contrast. Either way, they all sound perfect for their characters. I've seen a lot of people in their reviews of this ragging on Lucy. Leave Lucy alone, guys. She's meant to be a jerk. That's her whole point, that she's a big loudmouth jerk. That's why she and Linus work so well off of how they treat Charlie Brown. Linus is like an old wise sage in this movie. It's so weird. He carries around his blanket, and he's always offering like the most wise advice to Charlie Brown and telling him things, and it's just like, huh, where did you learn this stuff? You're still carrying a blanket around, man. I love that they acknowledge that Charlie Brown does have a friend in Linus. You know, Charlie Brown always, in the comics, would always go around saying, oh, nobody likes me, nobody ever wants to spend time with me, blah, blah, blah. Then we got Linus here, and Linus is like, oh, I like you. We're good pals. You may not believe in the Great Pumpkin, but I still like you. And I'm glad that they acknowledge that he's like, there's like a scene where he's like, I'm glad I have a good friend like you, Linus. And then you got Lucy, who, you know, I used to think kind of had a crush on Charlie Brown, and she was just overly angry at him because, you know, she had a crush on him, but no, she doesn't. Lucy hates everybody. It's just Charlie Brown is such an easy target for her. I love Lucy as a character because, in a way, you can't be angry at her because she might be being a mean and bitter child, but that's what she is. She's a child. She's a little kid who doesn't know any better, who thinks that, you know, I'm the bossiest, I'm the best, so I can say whatever I want, and nobody's tough enough to call her out on it. There's that scene where they're picking names out of a bowl, and she goes, nope, 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 Schroeder! And it's just like, yeah, of course, she goes for the musical type. Charlie Brown is such like a inspirational character too. Everything goes wrong. Nothing ever goes right for this guy. Nothing ever goes right. And he keeps trying. It's just like near the end of the movie, you're just like, keep trying, man. You'll get her eventually. Just keep trying. Keep trying, Wiley. You'll get that Roadrunner eventually. Just keep going at it. The movie, while being 3D animation, still stays true to its 2D animation form. The movie is broken off in between its different acts with different episodes of Snoopy versus the Red Baron. And that is great. Oh my gosh. I love how like the entire graphics of the battle sequences are like looking super realistic and super realistic animation. Then you just have Snoopy's doghouse. It's like, well, everything else looks super realistic, and then you just have Snoopy's doghouse up there in the sky. They're very funny, very action-packed, actually, for the most part. And I like how they show how Snoopy gets the typewriter, and that they still kept it a typewriter and not a laptop or something. And was I the only one that when he got the typewriter, I'm just like, come on, we know how this story's gonna start. Come on. It was, Dark and Stormy Night, yes! FYI, for anyone who doesn't know, that's how Snoopy starts all of his stories. I always thought it was interesting, because I always said to myself, Snoopy's character from the animated series and the comic books was different. Not entirely different characters, but the fact that Snoopy from the comic books, we get more insight to what he's thinking because we can see what he's thinking. With Snoopy from the show and from this movie, we never get to see what he's thinking because they don't have him talk. And I think that's kind of been, that it's for the best now because the animated shows never made him talk, and if they're trying to keep it as more realistic that as possible, it's always good not to make the characters talk. So, but you know, Snoopy is more energetic in here than he normally is in like the comic books, and it works really well. Snoopy is such a fun character. He has all the confidence and all of the, you know, stuff that Charlie Brown wants as a person, but doesn't have because he's Charlie Brown. Man, they get all the characters right. All of them right. Even the little redhead girl. You know, when I remember reading before this movie was coming out that we were finally going to be able to see the little red-haired girl, that we were going to be able to see her face, and because we never actually even see anything of the little red-haired girl, we always just see her. We always just see Charlie Brown looking at her. You know, he never actually goes to her, or you say, look, there's a little redhead girl. I'm gonna finally do it. And then he's hiding behind a tree. But you never actually see her. This time we actually get to see her, and you know what? I love how they did it. It wasn't like Dr. Claw, where you only saw, the hand or anything. You sometimes saw her face before. It wasn't ever a good look, but sometimes she'd turn around, you'd see her face, and we were all seeing it through Charlie Brown's point of view. He still saw her face, and he still likes her, and he likes her, but we don't ever really get a full, really good shot till the end of the film. And that ending, man, that ending hits you right there. Is that the way? Hits you right there. No, I'm kidding. Because we finally see Charlie Brown be able to win for once. And he doesn't do it by doing anything other than being himself. And that's such a good message. Because it's just always try. You're going to fail. You're going to fail a lot. But always try. Because one of these days, if you stop trying, then you're going to miss the one time that you were going to win. Man, this movie probably has best animated feature in the bet. Oh. You chose the wrong year to come out, Blue Sky. Should have done it last year when Pixar didn't have any foot in the race. Anyway, I would say that Peanuts, the Peanuts movie, is a great family film. I thought it was hilarious. I loved the characters. I can't really point out anything that I would say is wrong with it. It's well-paced. It's a little predictable, but you liked what you're trying to predict. You know, you like the characters and what they're doing. There's nothing that I can say I didn't like about this film. And that's a rarity. So, I am going to... Right, I still have my laser gun. I'm shooting this the same day I did my Hunger Games review. So I'm going to have to go back to my pretend. And here we go. With the Peanuts movie, I'm giving it a 8 out of 10. It's a great movie. I still can't, for the life of me, find anything that I didn't like about the movie. Maybe on rewatches I will, but I can tell you this. I'm not going to be looking for it. I'm going to be looking to find the same feel of wholesome entertainment and great humor and great characters that I felt the first time. And so with that being said, thanks for watching, everybody. I'm LazyDude99. Adios. Be sure to check out more of my other videos on my channel, and wait for more coming soon.